Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to Yuuki Yuuna Yuusha episode 4, in which, I don't know, something's gonna happen. We are still very much still in the period in the show where we are mostly just doing setup, mostly just doing Monster of the Week kind of episodes. Not really, but you know what I mean. There isn't any like super big overarching conspiracy in place yet. Today's episode could very well be going for some, I don't know, crepes in the new crepe store near the train station. It's always near the train station, isn't it? It could be hanging around with Karin, or it could be fighting another Vector. Vertex? But I can never remember that. Let's see. Spice and Wolf, yuyuyu. Vertex. Yeah, Vertex. Not Vector. Could be fighting another Vertex. Remains to be seen, of course. Speaking of Karen, though, we met her in the previous episode. She was, she appeared when our girls were fighting one of the Vertexes and proclaimed herself the best. What are they even called? They're not called, like, in Symphogear they're called Valkyries. In Madoka Magica they're called Magical Girls. Do they have a name here? Heroes? Heroes. Sure, let's stick to heroes. She appeared and proclaimed herself to be the best hero. Managed to destroy the Vertex without much of an issue, and then, as it turns out, she became a transfer student to the very same school and the very same class that our girls are attending. She became a member of the Hero Club, of course, as well. And we've learned that she was sent here, supposedly, or she was sent here by Taisha, supposedly to rein in the girls. But of course, another suspicion is that she was sent here so that she can get some taste of real life, so that she can, feel friendship and all sorts of stuff like that, right? So that she doesn't fight only out of the obligation of being the hero crafted meticulously by the Taisha, but also fights from herself, right? From her own feeling of, hey, I have friends, I have family, I have the school that I want to protect, and that's another drive that will be given to her. Maybe. It will be. Most probably, that's usually how characters like her go. But I wonder if it's a conscious decision by Taisha, or is it just a side product? We'll see, of course. She started off as fairly standoffish, right? Being the best hero, and you lot are just, whatever. You're not training day and night, and I am. Sunrise to sundown, I'm standing on the beach with my wooden sword, and I'm training. And it turns out that underneath that veneer of a sword, right? I am a sword. I have no feelings. I have no friends. Swords don't have them. There is a very earnest girl who, when you ask her to learn how to do origami so that she can teach origami to some kids in a, what was it, like a children's hospital, something like that, she will. She will learn origami. She will be embarrassed about it. She won't want you to look at what she made, but she will learn it. She's extremely earnest, but she has that veneer of an unshaken, unbroken warrior. A veneer that was very quickly stripped. Honestly, I fully expected it to take a little bit more time, but no, fairly quickly. She opened up. Yeah, she opened up a little bit. Not like fully yet. She's still out of her element in the group of friends, but for the most part, she opened up. They organized her the first birthday party that she ever had. and her empty flat, empty apartment will surely, slowly but surely, start filling up with memories, with photos and gifts and mementos and stuff like that. And that's where we are at. Yeah, that's basically it. The previous episode was an introduction of a new character, which really, I don't know, makes me unable to figure out what today's episode gonna be. I know that we still have one more character to have appear, Sonoko Nogi. I see her on the list of characters. I wonder if she's gonna appear also fairly early. Maybe even in today's episode. Who's to say? Or maybe sometime further down the line. We'll see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Today's episode will be whatever it will be. I have no clue. Let's see that, right? Shall we? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 4 of Yuyuyu in 3, 2, 1, go. For a moment there, I thought it's the Lydian Lydian song. But no, almost. Kind of strikes the first few notes that are the same or similar, but no. Not the Lydian song. Yep, stage fright will do that to you. Mm-hmm. It's not a testament to your ability necessarily. It's just stage fright. Oh, are we going to see Karin in the opening now? That she appeared and became a part of the team. And... no Karin. Okay, I guess she's gonna be a little bit alienated by the opening. Yeah, she's nowhere to be seen. Interesting. It really seems like in the opening there are some spots where you could easily place Karin, but she's nowhere. No, not here, not here. I fully expected her to be either on the left or in the middle, but no. Literally nowhere. I guess she's not going to be like a full-blown member of the team yet. Oh no, she's here. Dried sardines, of course. Yeah, it's stuck. Not much talent for drawing. Should have used a photo, probably. And it's bad. Death, of course. But also the star. Upside down the Fool. Nope. It's always death. Okay, so I guess that's the topic of today's episode. Shining star, as in shining, singing star, right? Alpha waves. Yeah, probably. It's just stage fright. Mm-hmm. In front of some audience, preferably. Okay, including her more and more. Too late. Yeah, ambition, of course. And 93? 91? Oh, 92. Okay, so even in front of her friends, even turned back to them, still suffers stage fright. Okay, the approach of don't worry about doing a thing good means you will do that thing good. It works, oddly enough, sometimes. Some sort of a hymn? I mean, it's thematic, for sure. Oh? Hmm? Right, she's their leader or something of the sort. They haven't appeared yet, though, because they haven't all gotten the notification. Unlikely. Being a good leader isn't only just having the skill, you also need the soft skills, right? You need to be liked, for example, by your subordinates. They have to be willing to follow you. If you just thrust a random leader at people, their subordinates are not going to follow them. Not always, not fully, not entirely. You gonna tell them? You're not gonna tell them, of course not. I mean, at least it's not a Wachen waveforms, right? That's a lot of supplements, yeah. Like, chill out a little bit with the honey, though, because it's also a, whatchamacallit, it, like, pulls out moisture, so it can actually uh, make your throat irritated if you eat too much. Yeah, that's a lot of supplements. And you're not gonna have fun after drinking this much oil. You're really not going to have fun. Your liver hates you. There are none left. I mean, sure. It's actually helpful. Yeah, she sings perfectly fine when she's alone. And she's no longer a great singer because someone sees her. Funny how that works, isn't it? Where just the fact of being seen by someone can have such a negative impact on your ability to do something. Oh? Is it the Taisha? Or just randos in masks? So... Sing with your sister? I don't know, just a random thought. Probably not. Right. I was always the protected one, and now I want to be the protector. To make up for it. Or to repay the kindness, rather. Open up those curtains. So the fairies also need to eat. It's not just the just Yuuna's fairy that's a glutton. They're basically pets. And here I thought that they solely exist in the like word tree world. And are just like, I know, spirit manifestations in the real world. Hmm? What's up? Thoughts akin to, I can't even brush my own hair. I have to rely on my sister for that? No, just a thanks. Okay, that's better, I guess. I mean, a better state of mind to have. Right, she's gonna be hiding a lot of stuff, isn't she? Everything's fine, everything's peachy, and then everything goes to shit, and everyone's like, oh no, if only we knew that things are getting bad, why did no one told us? And she didn't, of course, because she wanted to spare them the fear, the anxiety, but her actions will probably have the exact opposite effect. That's usually how it goes. You have a map. What do you mean used to the area? Those are some shady looking places. Yeah, very good question. What's on your mind? You don't seem particularly happy about how it turned out. Sure, or at least you should have asked. Or they would have scouted her anyway. Sure. Yeah, all five of them, like those seagulls. So we still have enough time for some shit to go down. And throughout this entire episode, I've been getting the vibes of something going down. And quickly. Or slowly, in retrospect, actually. Time stop. Or will she manage? Words of encouragement. Yep, from everybody. Even Karin. Yeah, chop chop. We have all the class to test. There we go. I fully expected the music to just stop eventually and boom, time freeze. Fully expected that to happen. There we go. I mean, it's an advice, for sure. Yeah, Karin is slowly but surely melting. Slowly but surely. Oh, she wants to become a singer, probably. Okay, you got yourself a goal. Very slice of lifey episode. Oh, Karin, right, Karin's here, of course. She was here already in the previous episode. They just didn't place her in the opening yet. Extremely slice of lifey episode, to the point where I didn't really have much to talk about, unfortunately. But there were a couple of things that I will want to talk about, because I did notice just a couple of, I don't know how to even call it, hooks, couple of elements of instances of the like underlying story, deeper stuff shining through, something along those lines. We had 2 slice of life episodes though, back to back. Oh? Audition? Where are you auditioning? For an idol? Probably. I mean, sure. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly reasonable. I auditioned for Hololive once. Didn't get in. True, but I did audition. Well, shit. Huh. If I ever become incapacitated in battle, I want you to, quote, pull my sister out of the program as well. Of course. Like, what, we're getting all 6 of them now at once or something? Wouldn't surprise me. Just when I said that we had like 2 episodes of Slice of Life back to back. Ooh, that's Dream. Holy shit, that's gonna be intense, isn't it? Overcoming adversity. Let's watch it again, shall we? Yes, we shall, of course, as always. Is my camera too dark? Maybe. I think that's better. Is it? I know, man. Whatever. Let's watch it again, as I said. Can't sing, but not because she's a bad singer, but because she has stage fright, and the entire episode is fighting her stage fright. This episode is basically an epitome of a slice of life show episode, where the entire episode is about going to the convenience store, or learning for a test, or looking for a lost kitten, right? Just 20-something minutes of fucking around and nothing more. This is basically it. But as I said, there are a couple of interesting moments here. Very interesting to me, first and foremost, that we really don't see Karin in the opening. I fully and entirely expected her to appear here. As I said, there are clearly some spots where she could have been added. So I'm wondering, or rather, when you introduce a new character this early, it's only prudent that you put them in the opening. If Karin was introduced in episodes 9 or 10, sure, whatever, you're not gonna change the opening for the last 3 episodes or however many. Makes sense. But when she's introduced this early, I would expect to see her in the opening. I wonder if it's something that changes further down the line, maybe in episode 5 or 6 or whatever, but hasn't changed quite yet. It also makes me wonder how much of a member of the group Karin actually is right now. Because her not being in the opening would kind of imply that she's being alienated, not by the girls, right? Not by the people in the world, but rather alienated by the creators of this show. They don't necessarily 100% want to put her with the rest of the team quite yet. I wonder. We'll see, I guess. And that thought kind of made me wonder that maybe she's not here in the club room. But no, she is here. She hangs around. She very much is a member of the group. She's just not in the opening. Dried sardines, a lot of death. Pretty much every episode, whenever she does a reading, she pulls out death, doesn't she? I wonder if the other cards that she pulled in this reading are also relevant to the situation, right? The upside down fool and all the others. Did anybody... Probably yes, let's be honest here. If Yuuki Yuuna is as big of a franchise as I think it is, there's probably a page on a Yuuki Yuuna wiki somewhere, or a Google Doc or whatever, where someone who knows tarot better than myself interprets those readings as well, and they absolutely check out for what actually happens later in the episode. Probably. Maybe. I know, correct me if I'm wrong. Help her pass the test. Practice. Right. And we have some nice karaoke moments. Is this like a specific song? Is this like an actual song or a reference to something? Maybe. I'm getting the vibe that it is. Let me know if you actually know that it's a reference to anything. Because I know that... why am I asking? I'm asking because in Symphogear, for example, some of the songs that some of the characters sing are a reference to what they actually sing as singers, because the voice actors for many of the characters in Symphogear don't have a background in being seiyuu, but rather in being songstresses. So I wonder if maybe something similar is the case here? I don't know. I'm not sure. You probably know more trivia about this show than I do. I mean, certainly you do know more than I do. So again, let me know. This is the first moment of the ones that I mentioned of something peeking through. Right? We have a nice slice of lifey episode. Everything is fun. The previous episode and this one kinda put my whatchamacallit, my sense of like danger to sleep a little bit. My belief that this show is more than just slice of life to sleep, right? It made me believe that, oh yeah, they're just doing some slice of lifey stuff. Then they're gonna find the vertexes. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be peachy. It's going to be one of the happy-go-lucky, positive Mahou shoujo shows where they shoot heart-shaped beams at sentient cookies or whatever, right? You know the type. It almost made me believe that is the case, instead of this show being in the vein of Symphogear or Madoka Magica or any other Mahou shoujo kind of show that has a dark underbelly. But this is the first moment. This is the first moment. Shit's going down. We're getting a serious discussion. They told me to expect the worst. Right? She grips the edge with a shaking hand. You see that shit's getting real, and I almost got a whiplash from such a fun moment of karaoke. We're getting to someone trying to, hold her emotions in, rein it in, and not let fear overcome her. Right? It's a big contrast. Also, I love the sink. It looks like a urinal, but I love the sink. Actually, it would make it very easy to piss into, so I guess it could double for a urinal, couldn't it? 2 in 1, and you also save money on water. You take a piss in it, and then you wash your hands, and it flushes, right? Less water wasted. Why sit in a girl's bathroom, though? Yeah, there are some serious matters on her, on her mind, and I can 100% see Fuu withholding some information, wanting to protect them, backfiring. Completely, absolutely, 100% backfiring. Fuu withholding information to spare her friends backfires massively. She's going to learn some new information, but she will not want to share it because, I don't want to scare them. I want them to have fun. I want them to be carefree. They have a test incoming. We are having so much fun playing in the water. We are on vacation, summer training camp, whatever. I don't want to destroy the atmosphere. I don't want to kill their fun. I'm not gonna tell them. Subsequently followed by, oh no, we could have been so much better prepared if someone only told us. It's a classic, and I fully expect it to happen eventually, because she really has a tendency to just bottle everything up, bottle everything in, and this will be one of the venues that I believe she will grow in. She will learn to share all of the things that bother her, all of the information with her friends. The way Mimori grew in a way where she no longer thinks herself useless. The way Karin slowly is growing in the direction of being one of their friend group. The way Itsuki grew in this episode in a certain way as well. Fuu will grow in the direction of willing to share more instead of taking all of the burden on herself. Guaranteed. Magnesium, apple cider vinegar, good for lungs, apparently. Yeah, don't drink olive oil. Don't drink oil. Don't eat raw, like, fats in general. There's only so much fat that your liver can go through. Well, your liver produces bile, and bile decomposes fat, and that allows you to like ingest it. There's only so much bile that your liver can produce. So best case scenario, you're gonna end up with a painful liver. Worst case scenario, the same way that you ingested this fat, the same way you're going to excrete it. And you're just going to be letting loose entire fucking blocks of butter. Don't do that. Don't do what she did. And so, of course, doesn't need to be said, don't eat like a metric ton of supplements either. There are very few vitamins that you just cannot overdose on. Vitamin D, I believe, is one such vitamin. Vitamin C is also very hard to overdose, if not impossible. But yeah, generally don't. Generally keep to the prescribed dosage that's on the packet. Or if your doctor maybe tells you to get more than the prescribed dosage. Yeah, I had low vitamin D once, so my doctor told me to get like, I think it was quadruple the regular dosage of it, and it helped. So, listen to your doctors. Wash it down with olive oil, yeah. Natural mineral water, coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is also marketed for like good skin, I believe, at least in Poland. We have a huge problem in like ads on the TV in Poland where like fucking 70% of the ads is medicine. Why? Who the fuck eats so many supplements? Yeah. Rant over. And of course, she can sing well when she has her friends with her. Although when she was singing in front of them, that didn't help. That only made things worse. So I wonder which is it. Honestly. And yeah, when she's alone, she can spring very well. Memory. Background. This is another moment of the dark underbelly peeking through. We see a dark past that they had. Masked people. Masked strangers from Taisha. Certainly, they look like priests. And they told them that their parents have died. I wonder, do I have it noted down anywhere? I think I might have. Or maybe not. Maybe not. I wonder if their parents were also heroes or something like that, and they died in the line of duty. Inubouzaki. Parents were heroes and died to Vertexes. That's why they were notified by the Taisha, right? Like, if their parents died in a car crash, I assume it would be the police informing them, or something like that, or them getting a call from the hospital, or whatever. Not Taisha priests personally arriving at their doorstep. So either that, or their parents were killed by the Taisha to create a pair of compatible sisters who would be easier to manipulate because, they need, money to live. They no longer have their parents. We can provide for them, and in exchange, they will become child soldiers. Plausible. Plausible. Yeah. And yeah, she's always been helpful. But of course, Itsuki also wants to be helpful, also wants to be the protector. Very, very common trope, right? The protected wants to be the protector. Open those curtains. Sunlight does a lot in the morning. If you wake up to sunlight, you wake up easier. If you wake up to darkness, you wake up harder. Open up those curtains. You're gonna have much easier time waking up. What do we have here? Some salad with some, what's there? Lettuce, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, fried rice with carrots. I don't know what's the white thing. Could be that, could be cottage cheese maybe. Sunny side up with some bacon, toast with butter, a bottle of salad dressing. Kind of looks like that, some vinaigrette in a bottle or something. Water and soup, probably miso. Let's be honest here, and milk apparently as well. This is interesting to me that those fairies basically became their pets, isn't it? You usually don't see mascot characters or fairies or whatever like that actually need sustenance, right? You don't see the Envilio from Shy needing food. You don't see Cubey feeding either. Initially, in the first place, I thought that they just stay in the fairy realm, but no, apparently you can bring them out, and if you bring them out, you need to feed them as well. They're basically Pokemon. This was an interesting moment. It really could be interpreted in two possible ways. Like she says, yeah, thank you. Her realization that, oh, my sister does a lot for me. I should probably thank her. I should express my gratitude. That's the way it went. But I have a feeling that there's something more to it. Some sort of feeling of being, maybe not useless, but the feeling of always being the one protected, always being the one who cannot be like responsible for herself. I need my sister to brush my hair. I need my sister to wake me up. I need my sister to make me breakfast. I want to do those things as well. I want to learn how to do them. I want to, get some of that burden off of her and take it on myself. Something like that probably going through her head. Reasons don't matter as long as you can work towards them. Right, that's potentially ominous. This is also very interesting to me. This is the third moment of some dark underbelly shining through. Everything so far that we've seen was very, like, clean, right? Very modern, very, good looking and whatnot. And here you see a commercial street all closed down. All the metal curtains are down. What's going on? Why is it so empty around here? I might be completely and entirely like overreaching here, but here you see this. This is the docks. That's where you keep like containers with stuff. That's where workers are unloading cargo, living in those corrugated steel places. Well, not even living there, working there. Someone lives here. Someone lives here. Someone who's not well off enough to keep a cat. Or cannot keep a cat for whatever other reason. Again, I might be reaching too far, but it really feels to me like this initial impression of a very nice looking, clean, safe world is kind of crumbling ever so slightly. We're not in like full-blown post-apocalypse or anything of the sort. Absolutely not. But my initial impressions of the world are very much crumbling. They didn't even have to fight about it. Right. And yeah, she also has some regrets. I should have objected. Yes, probably. But what would your sisters say to that? If you were trying to keep the secret, you wouldn't have an easy time keeping it a secret. You would say, oh, I need to go to my part-time job, but No, you wouldn't. Right? Like, you would be off and away at odd hours. Actually, no. No, we don't have the problem of that Symphogear had, where in Symphogear the noise appears and Hibiki needs to run away from their, like, you know, place, and Miku gets suspicious. No, because the time freezes. The time freezes. That fixes so much. That helps her keep up the charade. So she could have actually been a hero without her sister ever knowing. You just gotta make sure that when you get the notification, you say, oh, I need to go to the toilet. You go to the toilet, close the door, time stops, you exit, fight the monsters, go back to the toilet, close the door, time unfreezes, you get out. Oh, yeah, I'm cool. Just gotta wash my hands now. Right? It would work. It would actually work. To the point where Itsuki would not even be suspicious. Then again, what makes the time freeze for you, and what makes you able to, like, function with the time unfrozen? Because like, what comes first? The ability to live in a frozen world, or being a hero? Meaning, is the reason why Yuuna, Mimori, and Itsuki at the very beginning were able to move around when the time froze, and they were transported to the other world when the time froze, was the reason that they were somehow compatible with the hero app or whatever, and then Fuu signed them up for the Taisha or whatever it entails? Or were they able to move to that world because Fuu signed them up for the Taisha? Because that changes a lot. Either Fuu can be seen as someone who finds those people who were thrust into an unknown world and helps them come to terms with it and explains everything to them, or she signs those people up without their consent, without their knowledge, and it thrusts them into the world of danger. Whichever way it goes, it really recontextualizes what's happening here, doesn't it? So I wonder. And it's kind of implied that it's the latter. It's kind of implied that Fuu thought, hey, Yuuna and Mimori, they want to be heroes, right? Well, I can make them heroes. I can make them fight monsters to the death without asking them for it. All right, it's not a very good implication, is it? And of course, she passes the test with flying colors because all of her friends are with her. Even Karin is happy. And then realizes that, oh shit, I almost was friendly towards you. I'm going to reluctantly high five you. Something you wanna do? Yeah, she wants to become a singer. That's a nice dream to have. Recording done at the karaoke place, I assume. Actually, a very good idea. You just get the microphone they have, like a semi-professional grade. You plug it into your own laptop, and you're done, right? You don't need to buy expensive equipment. You can just borrow theirs. Actually, good thinking here. Take stage. Audition takes stage. Sanuki.index. I was about to ask, can we like open this website? Does it exist? But no, .index is not like a valid TLD, so no, it's not gonna work. I won't have to stand behind One-chan anymore. And death. Dekomori des. If I ever become incapacitated in battle, I want you to pull something. Pull my sister out. That would be my my expectation here, right? I don't want her to fight without me being there to protect her. She's basically interrupting her will right now. This is another moment that of that like dark under themes peeking through. It's not shits and giggles. It's not fun and sunshine and rainbows. People know, or at least some of them, at least Fuu, knows and realizes that, yeah, shit, we can die. Alright, cool, we're heroes and we've been doing very well so far, but we can die. It's some serious shit, we can die. Right? Very often very often. In the... how do I even call it? Like, low stakes, maybe Mahou Shoujo kind of shows, where the kind that I mentioned already, right? Heart-shaped beams fighting sentient cookies. Nothing like that ever even goes through anybody's mind, right? The assumption is, I'm a magical girl, I'm gonna defeat the king cake, and everyone's gonna be safe, right? The defeat is not even an option, and even if someone gets defeated, they get like, I know, unconscious at worst. And most of the time, it's not even talked about. Like, I've never... My memory might not be great, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody in Review Starlight even contemplate the idea of, hey, I might die. No. Nothing like that, I don't think at least, happened in Flip Flappers. I don't think anybody even... I mean, there were like 2 people there, so not the greatest idea, not the greatest example. But yeah, in general, people don't even think about, I can die. We can be defeated, right? The world might end. Those sorts of thoughts and themes appear, but the very personal, the magical girl fighting the bad guys, I can die, I am immortal. If I lose, I die. Not often. Very much not often. And it's not even the like sudden realization of, oh shit, it was close, I can die, I'm mortal. It's not like in Madoka Magica, for example, panicking, holy shit, we can like, you know, bad things can happen to us. No, it's this acceptance that's so haunting here. I know I can die, right? It's a fact. I've kind of come to terms with it being a possibility, but at least when I die, I want my sister to take all my possessions and I want her to be freed from the program. Writing her will. This is so haunting here. This is the biggest whiplash in this episode. It was such a fun episode about learning to overcome your stage fright, right? And your strength being your friends. You have friends, they encourage you, and it allows you to get over your stage fright. You can sing, and you can be a singer, apply, and your dreams will come true. I'm writing my will. Right? This contrast. It's beginning. And some really, like, extremely throaty screams, which tells me the next episode is going to be intense. Holy shit. Just when I was starting to question, oh, is this show going to be all slice of life with some fighting scenes? No, it's not. They wanted to give you a false sense of security, and now shit's going down. Probably, that's my expectation. Alright. Very good episode, mostly because of the ending. The main part of the episode, that's like basically a slice of life episode, and at times I really found myself unable to even talk about anything, because what was there to talk about even? But the ending and all those little moments throughout the episode of the dark stuff peeking through the curtains, peeking through the veneer of a slice of life episode. That's some powerful shit. Especially the after credits scene. Especially the after credits scene. I can only wonder what it was like when this was airing. What was the discussion around this episode? I can only wonder, especially with you having to wait a week for the next one without having the ability to watch the next episode early, that I technically have. I'm probably going to wait a week anyway, but I have the knowledge that if I wanted to, I can watch the next episode right now. Yeah. Just when I started to think that it's going to be mostly slice of life show with some minor fighting here and there, and maybe it's gonna get a little bit deeper, a little bit more serious in subsequent seasons, they throw something like that at us. Cool. Cool. Good shit. I very much did enjoy this episode. But did you enjoy this episode? Tell me all about it in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please, I beg of you. Spoilers can go to my Discord if you really want. It's also linked in the description below. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Yuuki Yuuna, but also Spice and Wolf, Metallic Rouge, plenty of others coming at you in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when I go live, because I do go live sometimes. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to Yuuki Yuuna, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and place and credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube via memberships, super thanks, super chats, stuff like that. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's the list of my wonderful patrons: QB, Without a Net, Survivor, Zayren, Absolution, Nikala, Ishtamut, Dr. Wood, Akamancer, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to sing karaoke.